If you or someone you know is thinking of running from home, has run away, or if you are a runaway ready to go back home, call 1-800-RUNAWAY. That's 1-800-786-2929.
This episode is sponsored by Big Fish Bail Bonds. Big Fish Bail Bonds is your first choice in bondsmen. We are located 3 blocks away from the Sedgwick County Jail in Wichita, Kansas. We accept all major credit cards and we accept payment plans on big bonds with no collateral in some cases. Find us at bigfishbailbonds.us or give us a call at 316-262-4100. Big Fish Bail Bonds. Big or small, we release them all.
Back Home Media.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Chabruggi, and joining me tonight is Derek Rilliford from Arizona. How's things going in Arizona, Derek?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. My brother's here at the house with me tonight instead of joining. There's his hand there. Instead of watching from backstage, he's sitting there watching from backstage over here.
Nice.
Hey, Chris. How you doing? Hey, Kelly and Scarlett's here. Happy Valentine's Day, Kelly. Hope you and Scarlett had a good day today.
What up, Esther?
Hey, Esther, how you doing?
I went to Chili's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's okay. Chili's is okay.
I guess my computer's having issues, guys, so bear with us.
I can see you again, yeah.
I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you were froze up for a good 15 seconds.
What's going on?
She
You do on my
says
end a little
hello
bit
from
sometimes,
Leavenworth.
too. Hey, Ellen. Well,
Rodney
not only do we
Cox
have a
is in
missing
the
persons
house.
flyer for Ellen's niece that we've been covering, Dana Bruce, now we have a flyer up for one of Ellen's cousins that's now missing as well.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And we'll have her on the show tonight, her cousin's flyer.
That's terrible to have 2 people missing.
Yeah. Hey, Roxy, how you doing? Got some rain here this afternoon, and then it went away, and the sun came out. Now it's all cloudy again. We're supposed to get 4 to 6 inches of snow.
Really?
Eesh. Yeah.
Yeah, they canceled school in Elkhart tomorrow, I saw.
Storm.
Let's go ahead and get into some cases.
To do because my computer keeps buffering as well. Yeah, let's do them. All right. Dietrich Foster, missing from Independence, Kansas since April 12, 2020. He was 37 when he was missing. He's now 40. He's 5'9", 190 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. He was reported missing on May 12th, 2020. He was last seen around April 12th in Independence. KBI agents and detectives from the Independence Police Department are conducting the case as a homicide based upon findings during the investigation into false appearance. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 37. He's now 40. He's 5'9", weighs 190 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Dietrich's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Independence, Kansas Police Department at 620-332-1700 or KBI at 785-296-4017. And there is a governor's reward of $5,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for the He has information at all regarding his case, get that called in immediately, please, so we can help get him found and brought home. You're welcome. Mel. Thank you, Pam.
I
Greatly
believe Ricky's.
appreciated. Yeah, I think I'm freezing up again. Michael Armster, how you doing, Michael? Okay, and Dana Bruce, missing from Sedalia, Missouri since October 4th, 2008. She was 23 when she was missing. She's now 37. 5'2", 98 pounds, brown hair, green or hazel eyes. Dana went missing from Sedalia, Missouri on October 4th of 2008. She was seen baby from Sedalia earlier that day for the evening. She returned tonight and gave the babysitter money and asked her to watch the children. Dana was seen at Malone's bar on Main Street with a young man driving a little Ford F-150 truck on the night of her disappearance. It was red in color. She left with him at 11:30 p.m. Police have identified the man she was with that night. He did travel to Atlanta, Georgia after her disappearance, and police questioned him about Dana after he was arrested there on unrelated charges of marijuana possession and driving on a suspended license. Authorities have not named him publicly, but there's Dana parted ways. She left belongings behind his purse. She doesn't have any credit cards, debit cards, checking account, cell phone, or a car. Again, at the time of her disappearance, she was 23. She would now be 37. She's 5'2" and weighs 98 pounds. She has brown hair that was colored brown at the roots, black at the ends with red highlights and green or hazel eyes. Dana was last known to be wearing a black shirt with the word Rebel in silver lettering on the front and blue jeans. Dana has a tattoo of a teddy bear with wings and the name Dylan on her upper left arm. She is blind in her left eye, and she has a 2-inch scar along her lower spine and a staple scar on her right shoulder. Her ears are pierced one time each. If you have any information regarding Dana's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Sedalia at 602 State Highway Patrol at 576-6178, or their toll-free number 866-362-6422, and see if they're located and back to where she needs to be. So it's been way too long.
Yeah.
Coming up on 15 years.
Yeah, let's give one more flyer a try. You pretty much couldn't make out anything you read on that last one. Let's try one more. If maybe we have to figure something out. Yeah, it's really bad tonight.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Kenny Rychek, he is missing from here in Salina since November 4th, 2019. He was 69 when he went missing. He's now 72. He's 5'9", 175 pounds. He has gray hair and blue eyes. He does sometimes use the last name Brown. He does suffer from diminished mental health capabilities and is on disability. He has not tried to access his money since he was last seen. He may have family in northwest Kansas, possibly around the Colby area. He was last seen at the Gospel Mission here in Salina. He left there and has not been seen or heard from since that point in time. He doesn't have a vehicle, phone, or any identification. His only mode of transportation was his bicycle that he rode around town and picked up scrap metal and sold it at the scrapyard. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 69. He'd now be 72. He's 5'9", weighs about 175 pounds. He has gray hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Kenny's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 826-7210 or Crime Stoppers at 785-825-8477 or text SA Tips to Crimes 274-637 or visit www.pd.salina.org and follow the Crime Stoppers link to submit a and see if we can get Kenny located and back home.
That one was pretty good, except for the very last part. The Crime Stoppers is available there. But yeah, we cover this one every week. While your mic's working pretty good, let's go ahead and talk about Alexander Perez.
Okay, Alex is missing from Ulysses, Kansas since December 1st, 2020. He was 35 when he went missing. He is now 37. He's 5'11", weighs 235 pounds, has black hair that he shaves nearly bald, and brown eyes. He had called a family member on the phone December 1st and said he'd be coming over to do some laundry. He never arrived at the family member's home in Ulysses, and he has not been heard from or seen by family or friends since then. He had been staying with family and friends prior to his disappearance. It's believed he may still be in the local Ulysses area, or he may be in the Garden City, Kansas, or surrounding area. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 35. He's now 37. He's 5'11", weighs 235 pounds. He does have black hair that he shaves nearly bald and brown eyes. He has a tattoo of a bumblebee on his face underneath his left eye. He has Perez tattooed on one of his arms. Has a tattoo of a cross on the chain across his. Regarding Alexander's disappearance, so you know of his whereabouts, please call the Grant County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-356-00 This is 340 or KB7. And Alex located and back home to his family. I know, just like Dana's family, they're looking hard and long and trying to find him. And see if we can't help make that happen and bring him home.
Yeah. Hey, so it's working a little bit better. Just for now, because I'm trying to salvage this show, this audio. We'll just have the flyers on the screen. Go ahead and kill your camera. Hit stop cam, and that should clear up your audio 100%. And we'll just leave the flyers on the screen all night. And obviously, we got that. That should make your audio come in clear, though. It's been a lot better the last two flyers, but yeah, I think this should free up some space for you. Let's talk about Thomas Young. This looks like an older case for sure.
Okay, let's see how this goes. I did the stop cam things. So, okay, Tom Young was reported missing by his family on Monday, July 11th, 1977. So yeah, this is a considerably older case. Thomas was the owner-operator of the Lift Tavern, 150 South Broadway here in Salina, Kansas. An employee of the Lift reported walking out of the business with Thomas on July 10th of 77, about 12:45 a.m. The employee then observed Thomas walk back into the business. When the same employee returned to work on July 11th of 77, Thomas's vehicle, a 1977 white Chevy Corvette, was still in the parking lot, and the business was secured. Thomas' body was discovered on July 12th. Message from the family of Thomas Young. We would like to ask the public to please come forward with any information they may have in regards to our brother, dad, husband, and friend. It has been 41 years. Of course, it's been longer than that now. And closure for everyone would be satisfying. The way a case was handled that long ago is so different than in today's time. Due to new technologies and procedures, we're asking for any assistance that may give us the closure we're looking for. Anybody with information concerning Thomas Young's death is asked to call Salina Police Department at 785-826-7210. Or Salinas Lane County Crime Stoppers at 785-825-8477. You can also text SA Tips to 274-637. Or again, the www.pd.salina.org, and go to the Crime Stoppers link there. You may receive a cash reward up to $1,000, and you're not required to give your name. So let's see if we can't help get some information in there for Tom's death and find out who it was that did this to him.
Wow, that was a very long time ago. Salina, I'm telling you, man, yeah. There's a whole show about Salina we could do. I learn something new every week. You guys have a lot of cases.
Oh, just yeah. I think that's probably one of our oldest ones. I don't know if we have any unsolved homicides before that or not. We don't. Oh, according to my brother, we don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought this one up. That's I love the cold cases because those are the cases that need the most coverage. Those families have been waiting longer than anybody.
Right.
Let's talk about Jaden.
Okay, he's missing from Kansas City, Missouri since February 2nd of this year. He's 13. He's 5'7", 120 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. He was last seen around 3 o'clock in the afternoon of February 2nd. Was last seen near Northwest Plaza Drive and Northwest Plaza Avenue. Was last known to be wearing a green camouflage hoodie, great sweatpants, and black tennis shoes. He was also on a black Razor skateboard. His family is concerned for his welfare. If you have any information regarding Jaden's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Juvenile Section at 816-234-5150 or 816-234-5100 or 816-234-5111 and see if we can't get him located and back to where he needs to be.
That was a young kid.
Yeah.
This is an older comment. I think you're sounding a lot better since we turned our cameras off. You're only cutting out every once in a while now, so it's a lot better. Roxanne saying Happy Valentine's Day to you and everybody in the back of the house.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Chastity Rice.
I got him. Okay, Chastity Rice. She's missing from Harvey County, Kansas since February 6, 2023. She's 15. She's 5'4" to 5'6". She weighs between 115 and 125 pounds. She has blonde hair that was dyed red, kind of faded to black, and blue eyes. She may be going by the name Angel. She does have ties to Newton and to Wichita. She may go to the Town East Mall in Wichita if she is in Wichita. And she's 15. She's 5'4" to 5'6" and weighs between 115 and 125 pounds. She has blonde hair that was last known to be dark red and faded from black, and blue eyes. She may have in a fake nose ring. She's most likely wearing black. She usually wears a yellow Pikachu beanie on her head. If you have any information regarding Chastity's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Harvey County, Kansas Communications Center at 316-283-4190 or KBI at 785-29640. Chastity located and back home where she needs to be. Happy Valentine's Day, Don. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing?
I have a very strong thunderstorm rolling in right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we have our window open in the bedroom, and you can just hear the thunder just roll. It's been rolling for about 45 seconds straight.
Oh, wow.
Okay. This is the card, the cold case card. Is this last week's or this week's?
This is last week's, actually.
Okay.
Clarence Butch Levine, February 9th, 1984, Shawnee County, Kansas. Clarence Butch Levine was found dead in his home in the 4200 block of Southeast 85th Street, a rural area just west of Paulin Road in Shawnee County, Kansas. It's believed Clarence answered the door to his trailer, and when he opened the door, he was shot. If you have any information regarding Clarence's death, please call the Shawnee County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 785-251-2200 or Topeka Shawnee County Crime Stoppers at 785-234-0007 or the KBI at 1-800-572-7463 and see if we can't help get some justice for Clarence and his family.
Shawnee County.
Yep. It's kind of an older one too, 1984.
That's eerily close to a story out of Elkhart, my hometown. A guy named Walter Halferty. Somebody knocked on his door in the middle of the night. He went and opened the door. His whole family was there. I think his oldest son, who would have been, I don't know, 9 or 10 at the time, saw the killer. But basically somebody knocked on her door, opened their door, shot Walter Halferty. Walter ran from him and he kind of got away from him for a while, but he caught him in the back of the house and killed him.
Wow.
But yeah, never been solved.
Wow.
It's very eerily, and that's just, that's got to be your worst nightmare. You think you're safe at home, somebody knocks on your door and shoots you, and then nobody ever knows who did it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's no good. Well, this is the other. Looks like this is the other card for this week.
Yep, this is the one for this week. Or actually, no, this was last week. Says it was this week. Sorry.
Okay.
Miranda Jane Keck. Officers were called around 2:20 a.m. on February 6, 2018, to the report of a shooting and a vehicle speeding away in the 1600 block of South Estelle near Harry and George Washington Boulevard in Wichita. Miranda Keck, her 18-year-old boyfriend, and her 40-year-old mother had just arrived home and parked in the street. An unknown suspect or suspects drove by in an unknown vehicle and shot multiple times at the victim's car. Miranda was struck by one of the shots and she died at the scene. Miranda's boyfriend and mother were not hurt. If you have any information regarding Miranda's death, please call the Wichita Police Department detectives at 316-268-4407 or 310 Crime Stoppers at 316-267-2111 or the KBI 1-800-572-7463 and see if we can't get some justice for Miranda and her family.
The day before my birthday.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Rochelle. We've covered her quite a few times, but it's very important that she gets located.
Yeah. Rochelle Elizabeth Ham is missing from Muska. She's now 33. I'm not for sure. I need to check on that and see if I need to update that. She's 5'6", weighs 120 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She was last seen walking away from her Moscow, Colorado home. She left all her belongings behind, including her phone, her ID, her medication, her car, her computer, her tools, and her pet dog. She'd only been living in the area for about 3 weeks prior to her disappearance. She previously lived in the Columbus, Ohio area, and she may be living homeless. Although police can find little evidence in her disappearance, her mother believes she did not leave of her own accord and may have been a human trafficking victim. She does suffer from bipolar disorder and schizophrenia and has been prescribed medication for her conditions, which she left behind. Her nose is pierced. She has numerous tattoos, including the phrase "live like a lion" on her upper chest, a star behind her ear, a skull on the back of her wrist, stars on the inside of her forearm, a cat with a bong on her shoulder, and other tattoos. Some are pictured there at the bottom. Rochelle was last known to be wearing a black tank top, khaki shorts, black Nike shoes, and a silver circuit or barbell on her nose. If you have any information regarding Rochelle's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Alamosa County, Colorado Sheriff's Office. Excuse me, at 719. I have a hard time seeing that phone number down there. 580-6608. And see if we can help get her located and back to where she needs to be.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kiala.
Yeah, and I made mention earlier. Yeah, made mention earlier that Ellen Dodson, that she's the aunt of Dana Bruce that I covered earlier. This is Ellen's second cousin, Kiala Marie Gonzalez, missing from Blue Springs, Missouri, since January 4th of 2023. She's 26. She's 5'5", 100 pounds, brown hair and green eyes. She was last seen at a Walmart in Blue Springs, Missouri. Her family is concerned for her well-being as her boyfriend was located deceased on December 11th, 2022, and she is in need of medical attention. Again, she's 26. She's 5'5", weighs 100 pounds, has brown hair that she occasionally dyes red or blonde, and green eyes. She has a tattoo of a cleaver and blood drops on the right side of her neck, a tattoo of a large butterfly on her chest, a tattoo of an owl on her right forearm, and a tattoo of loyalty on her left hand. And you can see the cleaver with the blood drops, and you can see the butterfly there on those couple of pictures there. If you have any information regarding Kiala's disappearance, or you know her whereabouts, please call the Blue Springs, Missouri Police Department at 816-228-0150 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol 573-5260. Safe to her family. So I've talked with Kiala's mom, and her mom's just really frantic with worry.
Yeah, and apologies to everybody watching. We're having some severe technical difficulties with Ricky's computer. I'm gonna go ahead and reread this one, Ricky, because you cut out quite a bit. Kiala Marie Gonzalez went missing from Blue Springs, Missouri on January 4th, 2023. Kiala was last seen at a Walmart in Blue Springs, Missouri. Kiala's family is concerned for her well-being as Kiala's boyfriend was located deceased on December 11th, 2022, and she is in need of medical attention. Kiala is 26 years old. She is 5 foot tall, 5 foot 5 inches tall, and weighs 100 pounds. She has brown hair that occasionally dyes red or blonde and green eyes. Kiala has a tattoo of a cleaver and blood drops on the right side of her neck, a tattoo of a large butterfly on her chest, a tattoo of an owl on her right forearm, and a tattoo of loyalty on her left hand. If you have any information regarding Kiala's disappearance or if you know of her whereabouts, please call the Blue Springs, Missouri Police Department at 816-228-0150 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol at 573-526-6178 or call toll-free at 866-362-6422.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I don't know what's going on with my computer tonight.
Who knows, man?
I just don't know.
Let's try Alice. Let's see if Allison. Yeah, who knows, man? It's just it's a night, man. We'll figure it out though.
Yeah. When you were reading Kiala's flyer, your audio was cutting in and out on my end, so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
This is Allison Derwinnis, missing from Bethany, Missouri since February 8, 2023. She's 30. She's 5 foot 1, 105 pounds, brown hair and green eyes. And she was, let's see here, of course, missing from Bethany since approximately 5 p.m. by law enforcement. That was the last time she was seen. 911 call was received from Allison's phone at approximately 2 a.m. February 9, 2023. The call originated from the rural Gilman City, Missouri area with no communication on the line. Allison's vehicle was found on the roadside near where the 911 call originated. An extensive search of the area did not locate Allison. And she's 30 years old. She's 5 foot 1, weighs 105 pounds, has brown hair and green eyes. Excuse me, her nose is pierced on the right side with a hoop in it. Please call the Bethany, Missouri Police Department or the Harrison County, Missouri Sheriff's Office at 660-425-3199 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol at 573-526-6178 or toll free at 866-362-6422 and see if we can't get Allison located and back home to her family where she needs to be. Was that one any better?
Cut out a little bit, but yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get through this show. We only got a few more left, and we'll figure out what we can do. We'll have a week and some change to figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Brian.
Okay, he's missing from Parsons, Kansas since August 18th, 2022. He's 16, 5 foot 7, 170 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Brian's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Parsons, Kansas Police Department at 620-421-7060 or 620-421-7057 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Brian located and back to where he needs to be.
That one was really good. I could hear you really good.
Good.
Here we go.
Okay, this is a recent 5 foot 9, 160 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She was last seen on 17th and Garland, heading south on Garland in Wichita. And again, she's 29, 5'9", 160 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She was last known to be wearing a black long sleeve shirt with the gray and white leopard print, blue and white sneakers. She has multiple tattoos, which you can see pictures of. There's a butterfly on the right forearm, another one on the right forearm. There's one on the outer left wrist. I couldn't make out what it said when I was making the flyer. Got ambition right there tattooed over on her left thumb there. And then on her left hand, got promise and loyalty and a couple others on her fingers there. If you have any information regarding Kylie's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Hutchinson, Kansas Police Department at 620-694-2800 or the KBI at 785-2964 to be.
Just over a month.
Yeah.
Got two more. Let's go ahead and talk about Kenneth.
Okay. And this is the one that was requested by Tammy Cook. So, Tammy, if you're watching, I didn't forget to get him on the show this week. Kenneth Kenny Lee Collier. This was December 17, 1997, down in Hutchinson in Reno County. Concerns began after Kenny and his friends called him for days. Didn't show up for work at J&J Drainage in Hutchinson. After not seeing Kenneth or hearing from him for 3 days, a missing persons report was filed by a co-worker of Kenneth's. 2 months later, in February of 1998, 2 kids playing in a pasture discovered Kenneth's body. He had been murdered execution style. At the time of his death, Kenneth worked 2 or 3 jobs and was divorced. Kenneth was also in a relationship with another woman. Investigators learned that Kenneth had just received his holiday bonus check, and after he cashed his check and bought some groceries, Kenneth went to the now abandoned Jack of Clubs bar in Hutchinson. A couple days after Kenneth was last seen, his truck was found. Inside of his truck were his groceries, but there was no sign of Kenneth. People at the bar that night say he had been flashing money. Investigators theorized that Kenneth was taken from Jack of Clubs or went with somebody from the bar to the location where his body was later found. They also believe that Kenneth knew his killer or killers. Two or three persons of interest have been regarding Kenneth's murder. Please call the Reno County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-694-2736 or the Reno County Crime Stoppers number, which is 620-694, looks like 2666, or 800-222-8477, and see if we can get some justice for Kenny and his family.
Long time ago, 97.
Yeah.
We got one more.
Hopefully we can get some justice for him and his family.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one I just did here not so awful long ago. Addison Marks missing from Topeka, Kansas since January 25th of this year. He is 17. He's 5'4", 170 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He left school early and did not return home. It's believed he may still be in the local Topeka area. And he's 17, 5'4", 170 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Addison's disappearance, or you know his whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department, 785-368-9247. Or 785-368-017, and see if we can't help get him located and back to where he needs to be.
Yeah, Christina, this is live. We are having some technical difficulties. Ricky's computer is having some trouble, but we'll probably go ahead and end it here. Ricky will go ahead and say his prayer, and we'll go ahead and end the show. And yeah, we got a lot of work to do between now and next Thursday to get this working.
Yeah,
because this is pretty bad tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I apologize to everybody out there for the audio issues. And like Derek said, hopefully we can get this figured out between now and next Thursday. a week from this Thursday. Again, Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together to cover these cases, and pray we can bring some folks home and get some answers for those that have had family members violently taken away from them. As always, we pray that reaches the right ears, the right hearts, and do the right thing, and do the right, help these families out. And we pray these things in your name, Heavenly Father. Until next Thursday, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. God bless, and amen.